Okay, guys, we are live. So for those listening at home, welcome to the Live from the Sword Coast podcast. My name is Kevin Madison, and I will be your friendly dungeon master this evening. With me tonight are two of our regular stalwart fixtures of the Wednesday night sessions. First up is Jeffrey.
Hey, everybody.
And Steve O.
Yo.
So tonight we are continuing our ongoing Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign. And this is actually session 20, guys.
Wow.
Yep. So it is, we have some miles under these characters. So, and I flipped you guys an email this weekend that I had a bit of a brainwave. At the time of the recording, this is just coming off of a long weekend. And I mentioned to the guys that I had a really trippy idea this weekend that I ended up kind of chasing down the rabbit hole for this session. And I ended up, I was supposed to be working on Monday, and I ended up spending all day getting ready for the session instead. So,
wow,
so hopefully this pans out, and we'll see. So I'm going to switch screens here. So we've got Roll20 open. Let me quickly remember how to do that. Here we go. Here we go. There we are. And where is it here? Present to everyone. Boom. Okay, and I'll mute myself in Roll20 so I'm not causing feedback here. All right, so who wants to tell me what they recall that happened at the end of the last session?
What's his name died?
Bitterleaf.
Bitterleaf was killed by the hunter. His dead body, his ravaged body, is locked in room number 8 as Matt swapped with them and landed on the stairs. And the rider rode away, and he played his horn one more time or something to intimidate us.
Yeah, it was the actually, you know what? I want to know what you guys remember. Steve, do you remember who that guy was?
The hunter. See if I can remember his name here. No, but he was creepy. He's the creepiest guy I've seen yet in this game.
Nice. He's actually, yeah, you're right. He's the hunter. He's the master of the wild hunt. He was effectively the Faerie Queen's preeminent assassin.
Right.
So clearly something was going on there. So our scene opens. If this was a in the movie version of our of this, the scene opens on just a bunch of feet standing around and legs attached to them, a blood stain on a staircase, and we cut up and we can see everyone is sort of starting to move. Our heroes are starting to go off and do their own things. There's doors that need to be repaired now. The door from the back needs to be repaired. I don't think they broke through the front door. They were bashing at it, but they never actually got through. And someone's going to have to clean up these stairs now. And I guess collect Bitterleaf's remains from room 8. So everyone's starting to move off and do their thing, but Matt, you're still standing there just kind of staring at this blood stain. What are you thinking?
Well, he's really thinking basically that Bitterleaf must have known so much more than we could get out of them if they needed to send the Horned Hunter after him.
Okay. So, just as a reminder from last session too, you guys did manage to get some written parchment from him. Your trader was watching him quite closely and was trading off the sheets of paper so that he wasn't just scrawling over everything. So you're getting some information out of him that way. You also, when you rescued him from the moon tower, there was a couple of magic items that you guys found in there, and you found that brass key that would give you access to, it was a fairly big thing, give you access to the domain of the Goblin King.
Right.
So this is not long after dinner, because I think you guys were actually at dinner when all this stuff happened, but you did eat quite late. You've got the trader's hanger-on, who's remember like 2 sessions ago he had picked up that guy who's I can't remember what his name was. It wasn't Walter, but I think it was a name like that. Oh, it was Walter, wasn't it? It was Walt, right?
Right, Walt.
Yep.
Bill Walt. Yep.
Yeah. So Walt kind of like sighs and says, "Oh, I'll get a bucket," and he wanders off towards the kitchen. What are you gonna do, Matt?
I guess go to his study and look over all the scribblings that he's got from Bitterleaf.
Okay. There's a lot. Like, this guy was prolific. So there's a good stack of stuff that's in there. You retire up to your
Let's start laying it out on the floor.
Sure. Okay. So you're laying this stuff out on the floor and trying to discern some kind of, sign from this. The other guys, who amongst you do you think is going to dispose of Bitterleaf's body?
Oh, Hobie would do that. Yeah, do some last rites for Revel and stuff, and
sure.
bury him.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, cool. Then you know what? I'm going to give you another fortune point for that. That was pretty cool. Okay, so so you guys have all sort of you're going off and going about your duties or your regular tasks. Matt, you're working till the wee hours, laying these things out and trying to make sense of this stuff. And you sit down for just a moment when just sheer exhaustion has set over you, and sleep kind of takes you faster than you realize. You need to have a moment just to close your eyes and hope maybe that'll help clear your head. And then you hear, and it's like do you know what a myoclonic twitch is?
No,
What's
never.
right?
Myoclonic twitch is when when you're about to fall asleep and then you suddenly kind of like jerk forward.
Yes.
That's called myoclonic twitch. It's when the like motor functions of your brain have not quite disconnected from your actual body to differentiate between moving in a dream and moving in real life. So you sort of go through one of those and you hear the sound of a really, really loud engine passing by. When you're looking around and you're in your old room. You know what I mean by your old room, right?
Yeah.
So why don't you describe for us from the vantage point of his bed, what are we looking at?
He it's like a small studio apartment. You can basically see his entire apartment from his bed, out through his little living room. You can see that he left the TV on again. And the kitchen's sort of a mess. Not too bad, like at least it's all sort of in messy piles or whatever, but it could use cleaning.
Yep.
And his, pile of laundry's big and sort of dimly lit by the TV.
Okay. Is it tuned to a channel at this point, or is it just sort of static?
It's on. What would you leave it on? It's tuned to the comedy channel.
Nice. Okay. So there's some idle chatter coming from that. Probably turned down a little bit.
Yeah.
Tell me, is Matt a console gamer, or is he a computer, like a computer gamer?
He's probably a console gamer.
Console gamer. So the console is sitting there with the controllers plugged in and charging, the headset attached to it, and he's got the big fancy headphones on it as well too. And you kind of sigh, And you know you're not going to be able to get back to sleep, but you know you need to burn off some steam. So you just can't help but look at that console. So you hop up, you grab a drink from the kitchen, you search around a little bit trying to find a clean glass, and then maybe you give up and just grab a big bottle of something. Make your way to the futon, which I imagine you've got rather than a couch. Sprawl out on the futon, and you grab the headset, pop it on. You activate the console. The screen flashes, and as you're sort of idly waiting for it to power up, you're trying to remember what you were dreaming about. Some kind of fantasy thing or something?
Something about some kind of fairies.
It was weird.
Kind of weird goblin stole my car.
And you think that you maybe have been playing a little too much of this video game, because we see the name of the what do you call it? Of the game come up, and this big flashy stylized logo comes up that says "Domain of the Goblin King." And a big thing, kind of triumphant sort of music plays from it as well. And then you click through to the load screen, and you can either start a new game or you can continue. And you know that you've put some time into this, so.
Yeah, he hits continue.
It's continue. Okay, so the load screen comes up, and what you see there is a series of characters that you can pick. And there are 5 options there. There is a clockwork kind of duelist there. There is some kind of man-bird raven thing. There is a dwarf who has a series of floating cogs in front of her hand. Clearly, someone skilled with magic. There is a deathly pale-looking man carrying a vicious axe and shield, who looks like he just crawled out of a grave. And the final character is a man who looks just like you, complete with pistol at hip and a flashy-looking wand. And at that point, you hear, is it static over your headset? You're hearing a voice through it. You aren't connected yet, so you shouldn't hear anything. But you hear someone say your name, Matt.
Who's there?
You're looking around, and you see that on the bedstand, you look back and you notice on the bedstand, there's your cell phone there, and then sitting next to that is this brass key, like an old-timey, like, jailer's kind of thing. And it's about that big. And you're trying to decide, like, when did I get that? Where did that? And then you hear again the name or the voice, Matt.
Who is it?
Matt. You should know. You taking them off?
Well, I was just seeing if it's like pulling them away to see if the sound's coming from the headphones.
You pull it away and there's just silence. You can hear the sound of traffic outside.
Yeah. Then he puts them back on.
And you put them back on. And then you hear, Matt, don't you know that keys open doors from both ways? And at that, you're sort of, you're just overwhelmed by sensation. There's this like feeling of rushing and cold. And then, guys, I need you to log out of Roll20. Click on Exit Game. And then I would like you to, one sec here. I'd like you to check your email, please. And then please follow the directions that are listed in there.
Right, checking email. Gmail, I guess. Yeah.
Yes. Kindly click through and join that game.
Portal of the Goblin King.
So let me quickly make some modifications here.
Ooh, I like the picture.
Thank you.
I don't see a picture.
When you first
Oh, there, yeah. Sorry, it's
the
just really small.
Garden of Graves.
Garden of Graves.
Okay, just give me a sec here, guys. I'm setting the control for these characters, and then I will get back into the narrative. Okay. Jeff, you have control over your characters. And Steve, just bear with me a moment here. So, actually I can do two things. I can chew gum and walk. What you see, Matt, when your vision clears and sensation comes back to you, you are standing in or on a path in what appears to be a fairly verdant and wild forest of some kind. Before you stands a large rocky outcropping with a big entrance in the front. Although actually from where you're standing, you may not be able to quite see that. Can you guys see in the bottom left of the screen, can you see where your characters are?
Yep.
Bottom left.
Our view extends just past the bush on the left of the road.
Okay, so what happens, guys, is from where you're standing, directly ahead, it's overcast and it's nighttime. But the clouds part for just a moment, and what you see is before you, there is this massive kind of wall of rock with a single dark opening in the middle. You can't see what's in there. And then you see beyond that, on sort of a plateau, beyond, there seems to be this really bizarre, intricate structure that has a distinctly sort of, for Matt and Millar and Trader, you recognize it as a distinctly Fae construction. There's weird, it seems to be raised as well. And then from that one plateau to a second plateau, by rope bridges, it seems, there's another even larger structure with some kind of bizarre, shapes to them, and they're all an imposing slate gray. They look like the weight of time has hung on these things for centuries. And for a brief moment, you see about here, guys, there is a rolled up piece of parchment. And you hear again, Matt, in your ear. Incidentally, what you guys see is you're looking almost a little digitized. And Matt, this is the game that you were just playing. This is the domain of the Goblin King. So you see that there's that little parchment sitting about here. Then the clouds carry on, and once again, you cannot see beyond the what's very close ahead of you. Millar, at the end of your, I'm trying to think, what does Millar carry again? Does she carry a staff? I can't remember.
She's got a crossbow, and she's got that's about it, and she's got some tools.
Okay, so I think what Millar has then is she's maybe holding like a stone from which this like light illuminates the rest of the clearing here. The ground itself is thick, coarse gravel. The grass is thick and overgrown. The trees that you see around you are wild and old and gnarled. You realize, of course, and this is where everyone else is sort of woken up in this state, you feel very strange. Now, let me give you a quick idea. Matt, you've played this game before, but let me give you a quick refresher on this. So, guys, if you go into your character sheet, I'm just looking at Matt as an example here. There are a number of tabs there. The settings tab, don't touch it. Don't worry about that one. The inventory tab, you really shouldn't need to use it all either. The only tabs you're really going to need tonight are stats and powers.
Okay.
Because I've done all the work. Oh, I'm getting Steve, I think it's you. You need to adjust your mic level. Your mic always loves hearing my voice. Not that I don't love hearing my voice, Steve. It's just
of course.
when it's only my voice I can hear, that's a bit of a problem. So, Steve, I think you know how this game works. Jeff, I'm not sure if you've played this game before, but Matt has, so let me give you the benefit of the explanation here. So, I have set it up so your each of your tokens has your hit points on them. Your defenses, let me give you a quick, I think in your handouts, I have for you, let me show this to you, boom. This is your cheat sheet. You can choose to refer to that or not. I've got it here just so I know what your defenses are. Because really when you're not on, that's really the only information that will be really, that you'll need to look up in your stats on an ongoing basis. The token will not sync up with your character sheet. So you may need to go back into the stats tab to adjust like your healing surges or your current hit points or temporary hit points. But for the most part, you're not really going to need to be in here. When you roll initiative, you'll need to be in here as well. Well, really the core, if you make skill checks, that's also done in here. And it's very much like the other things. Just if you hover over the total number on the left side of the skills, you just click on that and it'll roll it for you. Your powers are really where this game gives you your juice. Each of your characters has 3 different kinds of powers. There are green ones, which are at wills. There are red ones, which are encounters, and there are gray. Oh, actually, there's 4 types. I lied. There's the gray ones, which are dailies, and there are gold ones, which are your magic items. I'm not sure. I think each of you has at least 1 magic item power. I'm not 100% sure of that. Actually, that may be something you need to look up on your inventory as well. Now, rather than, because the character sheet is not super advanced, you can just click on settings to see what your power does, or you can just do this. Boom, click on roll, and it'll show you what the power does. So I've entered everything you need to know there. Your daily powers can be used once per day. Your encounter powers can be used every encounter. At the end of an encounter, a combat encounter, a social encounter, they will recharge. Your at-wills can be used whenever you want. These aren't the only things you can do. These are just the things that are the cool tricks that you get to do. So if you want to do something other than what's listed here, like you want to just take a normal shot, you can do that. But for the most part, your at-wills will be better, always will be better than a default attack. Your encounters will be generally better than your at-wills, and your dailies are going to be the most ass-kicking of all. Okay?
Yep.
So, what's that, Steve?
I can't see the screen, I don't think, in my...
If you go to the bottom left, Steve.
Bottom left. There we go. Got it.
Okay. That's where you guys are. So, Matt, you know what powers you have access to because obviously this is a game you've played before. Let's see here. You've got your spatial redirect, which is a you use your temporal magic to give a jolt to someone and give them a penalty to their defense. It's sort of like a slight spatial hop.
Yeah.
Your temporal jolt, which it takes damage, and then it takes a penalty to its attack roll. So you got one that will do the penalty to their defense, and the other one penalty to their attack. And the final thing is you using your pistol, you do a time shot. You hit this thing, and then the first time it misses on its attack, it falls prone.
Wow.
It screws up the timing of it. So those are your 3 at-wills. You've got some encounters that are pretty cool, too. You have time for a break. You or one ally in your burst can spend a healing surge. Each of the different characters, because this is a video game, each character has sort of a World of Warcraft style role to play. So, Matt, you are the leader. You're the guy who keeps everyone upright. They're the ones who, you're the ones who help people spend their healing surges. Every character can do what's called a second wind as a standard action, but you give them other opportunities to heal. You can use time for, even though it says encounter, you can use time for a break twice per encounter.
Cool.
When you guys use your encounters or your dailies, just tick to the right of there. There's a use thing. That'll track which ones you've used. So that's what time for a break does. Words of friendship is a social thing. Gives you a +5 bonus to the next diplomacy check you make. And in this game, +5 is a huge advantage. Prophetic action. You hit someone. Let's see here. Yeah, it's another one of your magic things. And until the end of your next turn, the first time it misses either you or an ally, one of your targets of that attack can shift 2 squares as an immediate action. And you can describe that as being like a temporal teleport or whatever you want.
Cool.
Moment of escape. You just slide a target. One of your allies, you slide them 4 squares. Now, you can't see squares on the exterior here, guys, but when we get to the interior, you will see squares. And then finally, impelling force. You hit someone and you slide the target, which means any direction, 5 squares to a space adjacent to one of your allies. So running towards you, you can poof. And again, we can describe that as just a strict teleport instead of just him moving or her moving.
Sliding. Right.
Yeah. So I'll let you explore those different things. So that's what Matt is. Traitor is what's called a striker. He's here to do damage. He's got abilities that are called whole technique abilities. And let me give you an example of how one of them reads, and then I think you'll be able to pick up from the rest. So if you look at, he's also got this cool ability called Goblin Tactics. If he's missed by an attack, as an immediate reaction, he can shift 1 square. He's just a tricky little bugger. You can transform into a raven, of course.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at, here we go, Flurry of Talons. So what Flurry of Talons does is you make an attack, and then each enemy you can see, it hits each enemy in a blast, which is directly in a cone. So the cone 2 squares out. Each enemy that you can see there is hit by your flashing talons. And then it also has a move technique as well, which means as your move action, each round you get a move, a minor, and a standard action. Your move action, you're no longer marked, which we'll deal with when it comes up. And then you can move 8 squares. You can choose not to do that. It just, each of those martial things, it gives you a move option as well.
Cool.
That's when your at-wills. One other at-will I'll just mention too is your Stone Fist Flurry of Blows here. This is a trigger that happens when you hit someone. When you hit someone, you can trigger the sucker, and it targets another creature, and it can either be the one you just hit, in which case that takes 8 points of damage extra, or if it isn't the one you target, it takes 8 plus 2, so it takes 10 points of damage.
Okay, yeah.
You can get every round. And I'll let you just poke through the other ones here. Well, I think because you guys have just woken up in this world, you don't really know necessarily what you're doing or what can be done. Steve, your 3, Millar, is what's called a controller. So she's going to be wanting to use her abilities to control the battlefield. And I think you'll be happy to see that her daily ability is to summon her, what do you call it? Her it's not an arquebus, what's it called? The
Bolt thrower?
The
Is that the bolt thrower?
Yes, bolt thrower. Thank you. So she can summon a bolt thrower, and the way it works is when that thing arrives on your turn, every turn it does what's called an instinctive action. It attacks one creature, until you tell it to stop doing it. One enemy, not one of your allies. So it's a daily, and you can summon that up to 10 squares away. So that's one of your signature things. Just remember that your greens are your at-wills, your reds are your encounters, your grays are your dailies. You, in any given encounter, your encounters, you probably, as a tactical thing, you'll probably want to use those every encounter. You want to make sure you're using those things. They're better than your at-wills in most cases, and they'll recharge by the time your next encounter comes around. So just bear that in mind. You can choose to play your characters however you like, but just that's generally the way that it has been helpful in the past. So that's what you see. Now, there is standing before you that you're sort of looking around and trying to figure out, and you're sort of instinctively able to run through your menu of things you can do. And then you hear this voice say, and you recognize the voice, actually, Matt. This is the voice of Jared, the Goblin King. So, heroes, you have braved the Garden of Graves. You will not be able to stop my magnificent engine, try as you might. If you try, you will die. And then you can see that, like I said, then it goes silent. What do you guys do?
You got some machine stopping to do. See here. Explore a little bit. Yeah. Hey, what's wrong with my skin? I feel weird.
You guys all look unusual too. Like Matt, you're sort of picturing it as like really high res, but still kind of uncanny valley versions of everyone.
Right.
And you guys maybe are, from your world, are interpreting it as like some kind of bizarre painting version of yourselves. The world, however, seems very, very lush. It seems as real. You can smell the trees. You can hear the crunch of gravel underneath your feet. You can see or you can hear, I guess, the trees rustling in the breeze. What do you do, guys? That piece of parchment stands before you.
Yeah. Move forward and read the parchment.
Okay, so you move forward and you grab the parchment, and it has a seal on it. And the seal, I think you can see that cave now. The seal on it, you recognize as, actually, what kind of car was it that you drove?
It's a GTO.
So it's a Pontiac?
Isn't it? I think so.
Okay, so the symbol on it is basically, it's a wax crest with the Pontiac symbol pressed into it. So if you roll open the scroll, this is what you see, guys. You can click on it to make it larger if it's easier to read. Why don't one of you guys, we'll go back and forth. We'll start with one of you guys, do one stanza, and then we'll switch to the next person. So who wants to start?
Sure, since Matt picked it up, he'll start.
Go for it.
Count you the shadows. Watch the sun. The wise know where they stand, while knowing not the time to shun. The fools must find themselves undone.
We look over. Yep. And starts continuing here. Like lustful swain or panicked child who beg another's gentle hand. The fool delves heedless through the wild. The wiles are not so soon beguiled. The wise.
When darkness falls and dreams portend the rising of a fearsome foe. The fool, swift striking, meets his end. The wise know foe from friend.
Let heart and image point the way. Abandon all you think you know. For common sense leads fools astray. The key is simple this: obey.
The The wise must ever strategize. They never play unless to win. They see the harm in comfort's lies and seek to open weary eyes.
Fought your way, you've risked demise. View the ivy heart within. Now as the soul within you dies, this knowledge is your only prize. You'd never have come were you truly wise.
Okay. So that is now in your list of handouts, guys. Matt, you're the one who's familiar with this game. This game is a matter of wits and puzzles, in addition to a game of combat and success. It really relies more on cleverness than it does strength of arms. So you can feel free to share that with your colleagues if you choose.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt starts sort of like almost explaining the game to the party as if it's like tutorial mode.
Yes. I love it. Okay.
Even though he's not sure why he's doing it because he's played this game before.
You guys can each these. I don't think you're visibly seeing the little health bars, but you're instinctively aware of where everyone's health bar is at. You guys can see each other's health bars, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
I can.
Great. Okay. So what would you like to do, guys?
Well, I think the note really gives us a hint of where to go, so let's follow the road.
Okay. So.
All right. View the ivy heart within.
So you guys step forward, and what you see is, I'll let you get right up to the edge here, and you see that there is the echoing sound of darkness within the within that cavern. It's still in there, and you hear the sound of whoop, whoop, dropping water. The ground is has some water accumulated on it, but not so thick that you sort of test it with your foot, and there is it's not deep in there whatsoever. There is, however, a passage in there. There is no darkness, so there's no light coming through. But you think there may be a flash of light further over here, guys, where I'm pinging. What would you like to do?
Oh, I guess head into the light.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourself forward.
Yeah.
There we go. Okay. So here, guys, this is what you see. There is a trio of statues that effectively block the way through this this passage. There is on the left a young woman, in the middle a slightly older woman, and then on the far right there is a quite aged woman, and each of the women has their hand outstretched. So what would you like to do?
What did our mysterious note say?
Now, here is something that anyone who is trained in Arcana, just to give you a background here, you can choose to use Arcana to sense magic. Like, skills in this game are a lot more broad than they are in other games. If you haven't guessed it thus far, Jeff, which I think you probably have, the system we were using to model this this adventure, Dungeons and Dragons 4th edition. So, Steve and I are very familiar with this system because we played a lot of it. So, anyone who's trained with Arcana is free to, and you'll know because there will be a little tick in the box next to it, is free to use that to try and sense. I'm not saying that you necessarily have to, just if you choose to do that.
So what is? Oh yeah, we might as well because I. Okay, which one do I click on? The actual box?
Yeah, the big one on the left, the largest one. Yeah.
There we go.
Ooh, Matt. Okay.
That was from
Millar, I think you're just too unnerved by this new surroundings and this new body and whatever. But Matt, like you just sort of stop and sense, and obviously there's magic, there's powerful magic within the cavern coming from both beyond the carved figures. There's some enormous or powerful source of magic beyond them, but also from the statues themselves, which you're looking, and you can sort of picture that as you're focusing, there is, like a Carillion aura kind of thing around it. And the colors you're seeing, or the what you're recognizing the pattern as, is some kind of powerful polymorph magic.
Huh.
So what would you like to do, guys?
Well, they each have their hand outstretched as if they want us to give them something.
coin. Why don't we all try putting a coin in their hand or something?
What do we have to give them? Yeah.
You do have coin on you.
All right. We each put a coin in one of their hands.
Well, which one should we give a coin to? The young girl's holding a rose.
Right.
The old lady's got a broken staff.
Mm-hmm. And there's what is that? An emperor in the middle?
It's a woman who is older than the young woman, but younger than the old woman.
She's not holding anything in her hand. Did the mysterious note say anything about empty hands?
You can take a look.
Oh.
Oh.
Beg another's gentle hand.
What was it?
We have to know foe from friend. Maybe this is telling us. Count the shadows, watch the sun. The wise know where they stand.
The wise know where they stand. Serious note. Let art and image point the way.
Guys, just as an aside, I can't tell you how happy this makes me seeing you go through this.
Let art and image point the way. For only common sense leads fools astray. The key is simply this: obey.
I know.
The wise ones never strategize. They never play unless to win. They see the harm and comforts lies and seek to open healing.
So there, you said there's a light here, Kev. Where's the light coming from?
Millar is holding up a little stone. Millar has an at-will ability to cast light on things.
Oh, there you go. All right, good to know.
Yeah, Steve, you may not remember this, but Millar is a wizard. Oh, sure, I forgot to tell you what the other two guys do. So Hobie is a defender. So Hobie is the guy who sort of marks people. He's a warden, and I don't know if you remember what wardens are like in 4th edition, but they're a lot more effective defenders and like marking people and like locking them down and shit like that than what they are in Shadow of the Demon Lord. And Junus is effectively a swashbuckler. He is a fighter, but he also can mark people, but he's really more of a striker than he is a defender. He's about dishing out damage and shit like that.
He's a killer. He just likes to swing a sword around.
Loves, and two of them. He actually has his sword. He doesn't have a shield in this version. He has a his big jagged scimitar, but he also has a little offhand weapon, like a main gauche type thing. And he can strike with both of them as a at will.
Cool shot. All right. Well, what do we think here, man? Those who beg a gentle hand, the fool. When darkness falls and dreams portend the rising of a fearsome foe.
So what happens if you cover your light so it's dark in here?
Sure.
Okay, it's just dark, and it's a at will you can just turn the light off, Millar. You can turn it off. You can also you can only have one thing that has a light on it at a time, but you can choose to cast it on other things as well.
Right. What do you think, man?
I don't know. It's tough. I don't see a specific clue as to what to do.
Can't use the shadows. Watch the sun. Wise will not understand. Count the shadows. How many shadows are there?
If you're moving the light around, because there is only one source of light right now. There's from each of the statues cast a shadow itself, and then each of you cast a shadow as well.
Knowing not the time to shun, so there's a certain time. The wise must find themselves undone.
Well, it's like I think if we're picking one of them, then we're shunning the other two.
Right? We put one coin in each of their hands? Or pick one.
I don't know if we have to put money in their hands or just touch them.
Right. Ardent image point the way. Well, is it pointing us somewhere else? Are they pointing out?
It looks exactly like it does in the image.
Right, but he's saying like, are they looking at anything in particular or pointing at anything in the room, or is it all the room is just this rock like you see behind them?
Yeah, all the room is that unfinished rock, just like you see there. It stretches there. I think there's a little bit to the side where it goes. Let me see here. Yeah, there's that, like over here, there's a bit of a pooling of it. And then over here, there's a bit of a pooling as well. But otherwise, it's just the statues themselves. I'm going to let you guys, I have to go to the washroom very quickly. I'll let you guys keep thinking this through.
See, like, I feel like the first verse is telling us not to pick the young one. And it's telling us if we're wise, we won't.
Big into his hand, the one. The lustful swain or panic child of big into his gentle hand. The fool delves heedless through the wild, the wise are not so soon beguiled.
And I feel like maybe the third paragraph is telling us not to choose the old lady. So like it's talking about the shadow and the sun, and the wise know where they stand. So maybe it's like talking like life. This is like three versions of the same woman, right? And so it's talking about like when darkness falls, that's like the end of her life.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you touch the old lady, then we're gonna have to fight some kind of a fearsome foe.
He is simply this open. They seek to open weary eyes.
Okay. I don't know. What do you think of just trying the middle one? The middle-aged lady.
Okay, so what are you guys going to do then?
I So, does she want something? Is the
They want different things based on their age. Obey. I don't know, man. Let's give them. They got their hands up. Let's give them something.
Sure. Yeah. Give her a coin.
Yeah.
So who is giving which statue a coin?
Eunice will give the middle statue a coin.
So go ahead and walk himself up there. And where's everyone else when this happens? You guys can go ahead and position yourselves.
I don't know what her leaves
See you guys. Bye-bye. All right.
You'll hit her out and trust this thing.
That's so awesome. Although you, Matt, you can tell the group that this game has a concept of clothies and tanks, right? Hobie is the toughest mamma jamma of you guys. He has the highest AC. He has the most amount of hit points. Yeah, Hobie's actually considerably tougher. If you look at the cheat sheet, you can see like Hobie has 57 hit points compared to Junus's 38.
Get behind us here.
He's behind you guys? Okay.
All right, so Matt, maybe you gotta get behind us. Or whatever.
Oh, Hobie is super tough.
Yeah, Hobie's, and make sure you're on as best you can, guys, place them on one of the squares.
Yeah, I was just moving so that Hobie could stand
sure,
there.
yeah. Okay,
so Matt's standing here.
That's what everything is?
Yep.
And then you said Junus is going to place a coin in the
middle lady's hand.
The middle-aged woman's hand. Okay. So Junus, you step up and you see the light is now casting weird shadows because Millar is so far behind you at this point. What kind of coin do you give? You have coppers, silvers, electrum, and gold to give.
Let's throw a. What do you think? Should we go for gold in this?
Let's see. Does the note give us any clue if we should choose a certain coin? I don't see it listing anything of value. Yeah, just put a gold coin in the hand. I mean, it's a statue, so.
Sure. Yeah, let's do it. Don't cheap out. You get what you pay for.
Yeah, don't cheap out.
All right. So Junus, you bring that gold coin up. It catches the light in catches the light from that's counting behind you, and you click. You can hear the grating of metal on stone as it's placed on the woman's hand.
Oh my!
Slowly closes.
Oh.
And then you hear, "Wah!" And the old clone leaps to life. Give me a second here. I got to go to the GM's layer here. Boom! Leaps forward. Oh, God. And she, oops, wrong button. Where am I here? Wrong. How about I get to the right layer? Boom. Leaps off of her platform, which then seems to just seal up perfectly. And she swings that jagged cane of hers around. Oh, brutal attack. And she misses. It's 15 AC, so I don't hit either Traitor or Junus. Now, again, because this is a game, you can see what her health is. Or you can sense what it is. There's not a fucking health bar sitting above it, but you can sense how damaged she is. So what I need you guys to do is, okay, so this, we're going to use the actual initiative chart here, but here's the fucked up thing is, what I need you to do is click on your token and then click initiative for that corresponding character, and it will generate it properly. But if you don't have it on each token individually, when you do that, it'll fuck up.
Okay, all right.
Okay, so just like for Millar, select Millar and then click initiative under her stats. And then we'll go into initiative. I'll roll hers and I'll add the, ooh. Okay.
Matt Baker, ready.
Nice. Okay.
Where is initiative? Where is this?
The crone statue.
Right below your base, like your AC, Fort Will.
Okay. There it is. There.
Beautiful.
Traitor, readies for battle.
What happened? I pressed initiative, but it didn't do anything. Oh wait, there it is. Got it.
Click your correct character first.
There we go. Millar. Yeah.
Nice. Ooh, that's a terrible roll. What the shit?
That was pretty bad.
And I just need Junus, then we'll put everyone in order.
Oh, that was Junus. Nice.
Well, remember, you got to click on Junus and then roll it.
Okay.
Click on his token and then roll.
With another roll.
Awful. 6. Okay, so let me get these in order here. Oops, wrong way. Okay. Hey, Millar, that was better. So Millar got a 23.
That was Junus's whatever.
Junus was okay. Here, that's okay. I can change it. So Junus had a 23. Oopsies, 23, and Millar had a 6, didn't she?
Yeah.
Just
4. Sorry, 4.
A 4. Okay, I think do it to us. 6 or 4 doesn't make a hill of beans difference. All right, so no. Junus, you are up first. Move minor standard. What would you like to do? This crone is clearly attacking you. What would you like to do?
I feel the need for, and how about a mithril armor? Interesting.
Guys, what I'm going to assume, until you say I'm rolling, when you click it, I'm going to assume that you're not. So you're not. So your mic's fucking up, Steve.
Okay.
Okay. Or your thing, yeah. It's working now. So what I'm going to assume is if you want to like check out what your powers actually do, until you tell me, okay, I'm rolling, I'm going to assume you're not rolling. Okay.
Oh, like okay, yeah. I see.
Yeah. So that way you get a chance to just if you want to quickly display and see what the powers do. Like I don't want to spend too much time doing that, but if you want to get an idea of what what your various powers can do, if you click on settings, it'll show you there. It's just the clicking on roll will give you an easier format.
Just choose one of your encounter powers and blow it off.
Yep.
Well, yeah, I was gonna do my double strike, but whatever.
No, use an encounter power. Aren't they better usually?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, I can totally do that. Like funneling fury. Let's rock and roll. Yeah.
Do it.
Let's give it a go. Let's give it a try.
I have no idea what it does, but we're gonna find out. Boom.
14 AC is unfortunately not good enough. You targets 2 creatures though. 1 attack per target. So that's okay, Steve. I'm going to let you see what that says. That's not useful in this circumstance.
Okay.
Because that targets 2 things. I mean, if you had hit this thing, you could have slit it 4 squares. But
right.
You know what, Steve? If you wanted to use your dual strike, you just click on each of them. I've got them listed separately because one is for your main hand weapon and one of them is for your offhand weapon.
Boom. Thanks. There we go. How's that?
Yeah, and just click the other one as well.
The other dual offhand. Okay, I got you.
Yeah.
Boom. There you go.
Boom. Those, Steve, the first one hits.
Boom, boom.
You lash in and you hit with that massive saber of yours, and this thing takes 13. So let's see here. It's next up will be the crone. You still have a move and a minor if you want, Steve. You could, for instance, use a free action to mark this thing, meaning she takes -2 to hit against anyone other than you. And I think you get an opportunity attack against her if she attacks anyone other than you.
That sounds good to me. Let's do it.
Okay.
Do it.
So she is marked. Let me mark the mark there. Oops, wrong thing. Sorry. How about that? Does that look like a mark? Bam!
Okay. Yeah, mark to me, and it's a little bow. Yeah.
All right. Let's see. So her, she used that whirlwind of claws, which hasn't recharged yet. So yeah, you're the one who put the coin in, so I think she's attacking you, Steve. She brings that cane back, and then brings forward. And you can see that there's this, like her hand is just covered in ice. Let's see here. Does a 17 hit your fortitude? Let's see, Junus. Yeah, no, nice. Your fortitude is a 19. So she breaks your metallic surface, and ice begins to form on it across, and you quickly pull yourself back. But you do take half damage from it. And you are weakened until the end of the statue's next turn. So why don't you pick a suitable marker for being weakened for Judas? I'll let you pick that. And then I'll roll damage for us. We'll see what weakened does. Ooh, you do half damage. That's balls. So she does, even though you managed to pull away, enough of the ice has formed on you that you're just feeling weakened.
Right.
Touch of age.
Which is wrong. My gears have slowed.
Yeah, and you guys can also, yeah, it's really like it's cutting through to the very inner workings of you too. Like in the movie version, in the Zack Snyder version, we would see a slow-mo shot going all the way inside your gears, seeing them slow, like slowing down. And you take 6 points of damage, Steve.
Alrighty, let's do that.
Do it.
Okay.
6 points. Here we go. 32. Boom.
Nice. All right. So then Crone's gone. That means next up is Crone's gone. Next up is Hobie. What's Hobie doing?
Hobie is going to use one of his powers, although he doesn't know what they do, so that's kind of cool. Let's do some Hungry Earth. Close
Hungry
burst.
Earth.
Oh, wait. That's a close burst one. Well, yeah, do I hit the other statues? I guess so, hey?
You may hit the other statues, yeah. Although close burst, does it say enemies or anyone?
Oh, it just says close burst, so
Take a look. If you click on the settings button there, Steve, it'll show you the text for the ability.
Ah, okay.
You can open that and call out and collapse it.
Each enemy in burst. Nice. And then until the end of next turn, each square in the burst is difficult terrain, and it does some damage. Yeah. Okay. I think. Power attack hit. Yes. Okay. That doesn't do much damage though. That's kind of lame. All right. Let's see here. Burst of Earth's Fury. That sounds kind of cool. Each enemy in burst. All right. Let's do it. Boom. Oh, did I select the right one? Hold on.
You hit Burst of Earth's Fury. Close burst 1. So here's the thing, Steve. Close burst 1 doesn't actually hit that.
Oh.
Because close burst will hit like it's one square out from you.
Of course.
Right. Right. Yeah.
Remember, burst goes out, blast goes forward.
All right.
So I'm going to assume you didn't do that because you would have known.
Okay. All right. Warning touch.
No. This is a weird, strange new reality for you. So you slam that down, and then it, the water is thrown back by this concussive force, and you realize that it fell well short of this creature.
Right.
When you guys are using encounters, make sure you're ticking on used. You will untick that at the end of the encounter, but they are used for now. Okay, so that Hobie, you still have a move and you have a minor.
All right, let's move. I guess we'll move like. How about you there? Boom.
Yep.
And then for a minor, what can we do for a
Steve,
minor?
I'm going to assume that's what you did. You moved before
Okay.
you did your attack. So
Okay.
you catch it, but unfortunately, the force hits this and sort of breaks against it. You didn't quite hit its AC.
Okay.
Okay.
Straight happens. And
Okay, so I think that's. Do you have any minor action, or is that it for you?
I think that's it for now.
Okay. Matt,
Oh,
you're
yeah, sure. Well, he doesn't have a blessing now, does he?
he does not. Take a look on his. If you want to see the what his class abilities are beyond his powers, take a look on the stats sheet.
Okay.
Okay. Next up is Matt. What are you doing?
Matt takes out his sonic screwdriver. He points it at the thing, and he says, "Let's make this thing easier to hit."
Okay. Woo! Nice. That definitely hits. So it's hit with this. What do you call it? This magical force. What does it look like when you cast this?
It's a beam comes right out of the flashlight, almost like a laser pointer. But as it gets close to it, it sort of builds into this light that envelops the creature and sort of like binds it a little bit with like light-looking ropes.
Nice. Okay, so the rope is wrapped around it, and it's struggling forward, and you can see cracks are beginning to form, and that's maybe where the damage is coming from. And it now has -2 penalty to the defense of your choice. Do you want it to AC, Fortitude?
Yeah, I want to target its AC so that everyone else can hit it better.
So this is it's weakened. The actual form itself is sort of like there's cracks that begin to form across the surface of this thing. Great. Okay, you still have a minor and a move if you want.
What kind of stuff do you do with minor actions?
Minor actions are some of your healing abilities are minors. So you could, like for instance, you could use your time for a rest thing.
Oh, okay. If someone was injured, I could do that.
Yes, which Junus actually is. Junus did take some damage.
Oh, and I can do this thing twice per encounter?
Twice per encounter. And what it does is it allows him to spend a healing surge, which will heal back a quarter of his hit points. And then I think yours also gives a bonus equal to your charisma modifier. So
okay, well, so I'll use time for a break on Junus.
Okay, so go ahead and click on that. All right, so Junus, you can spend. Oh yeah, you can slide him too. So Junus, you can spend a healing surge and gain 4 extra hit points back if you like.
Nice.
So you want just mark under the number of healing surges currently. Just mark it down by 1. And then your character sheet will tell you what the value is. It'll be that plus 4. And then do you want to slide him anywhere?
No, I think he's in a good spot to...
Okay. Now here's just to give you a little insight into the game here. If you are flanking a target, like you have, say, one person here and one person here, you grant combat advantage.
Oh.
So he gets +2 to hit. So you
Okay, maybe I will slide him up 1 square then.
Okay. So, boom. Junus, you're right there now.
Yeah.
So you hit him with that, and then there's a bit of a stutter, and we sort of, he flashes, and he suddenly, is standing somewhere slightly further away. Okay.
And then I still have a move, right?
You still have a move, yeah.
Then I'll move here to have a direct line of sight at the target.
Awesome. Okay. So that is Matt. Then Trader, what are you doing?
Trader will then step forward 1 square.
Yep, and that doesn't draw an attack of opportunity because you're taking a step.
And then he will do which power?
You will have +2 to hit with whatever power you use as well, because of the CA.
Stone Fist of Fury. I think that seems pretty good.
Oh, I think your Stone Fist of Flurry, is that the one that after you hit with an attack, you get to do more damage? You can either do more damage to a target or you can hit a second target.
Right.
That's an immediate reaction, right?
I think so.
And it'll say as the second There's like the name.
Well, I'm going to do it anyway, so.
Yeah, so you need to hit with an attack first.
Oh, I see. So first I just make a regular attack?
Yeah, so this is you make any of your attacks, any one of your attacks, and then every round as your triggered action, you also get to either do more damage to that one target or tag a second one.
Right, if I use this.
If you, well, no, that you get to choose to use, you can use it every round. It's an at will.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a really badass ability. It's sort of like, it's kind of like the monk's sneak attack, sort of.
Okay, so then what do I use? So like Flurry of Talons would be my attack?
You could use any of your other attacks. Yeah, any of the other red or green abilities that are attacks. So like, let me take a look. Let me see if I can help you here.
I think that Flurry of Talons is one.
Yeah, Flurry of Talons is one. No, they absolutely are. Lurching Strike is one. Wing Buffet is one.
Let's try Lurching Strike just because it's...
Wing Buffet is pretty badass. If you hit, you knock the target prone. And it's a burst one as well. So just FY Lurching Strike. If you hit, then you slide the target one square, and then that target makes a melee basic attack as a free action against one enemy of your choice, and gets +3 to hit it.
Oh no! So I'll do Wing Buffet.
Okay, so go ahead and make attack. Then we'll add 2 to your. Whoa! That's a 30, and that's a crit. Which means, would you just roll a 1d6 for me? Because you do extra damage on a crit.
1d6.
Is it double damage? I'm trying to remember this edition. Steve, do you remember? Is it double damage? On a critical hit, it's double damage plus the magic weapon.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds right. Double damage? Oh, man.
I don't remember. I'm trying to see.
Jack's on my memory here.
Crits do max damage. That's what it is. Max damage and the extra damage from the thing. So actually, let's see here. What would the max damage be for Wing Buffet? Where's Millar?
Well, I rolled a 1, so...
Yeah, so it's not that. Let me see here. I'm just taking a look at... Oh, wrong character. Trader. Okay, where are you here? Powers. Wing Buffet does 2d8 damage, so it does 16 plus 4 is 20 plus whatever you rolled for your d6.
Okay, so roll a d6.
Yeah.
Oh, where did the dice roller go? There it is. Okay, d6. Bam.
23. And just so you know where that's coming from is for each bonus that your magic item has, you've got a magic key focus. You get to roll a d6 when you crit. So if you had a +3 key focus, you roll 3d6 on a crit.
Okay.
So you did, what did I say? There's 23. Now you can choose to trigger your Fist of Stone if you like.
And do an extra 8.
Yes.
Yep, that's what Trader will do.
Okay, so that is bananas. That does 31 points of damage. So this thing, you take a huge chunk. Take a look at its health bar there. Watch this.
Whoa.
Bam! You hammer this thing with your Wing Buffet, and it is knocked prone.
Excellent.
So I'll.
That's what I'm talking about.
All right. Prone is going to be, I guess, I don't know, snail. There we go. Okay. So yeah, so you knock this thing off, and it collapses to the ground. You use your move already to shift. You have a minor action, and I don't think there's anything you want to do with that. So we'll go to the next thing. So Millar, what do you want to do?
Yeah. All right, Millar. Time to rock and roll. Some crazy stuff's going on here. She's gonna throw down with a Oh, secondary earthquake. Interesting. Adjacent. Wow. Okay. First ray of frost.
Yes, sorry. See,
Let's. Yeah.
the secondary one, what that is because I can't get you to roll. It's a different damage than what the primary target gets. It's just two different abilities. So you would roll your earth striking as the primary target, and then everyone around there gets an attack as well.
Ah, cool. All right. She actually doesn't have something she can shoot right at it.
There's one
ray of frost that hit anything.
There's a downside to being prone as well because they get +2 to their defenses.
Oh, okay.
From range, when you get +2 to hit them when you're adjacent to them, but it's -2 from a range.
Okay. Interesting. And she's there. Okay, maybe she's gonna have to do something else here. Maybe she will. Can she make a construct or anything? No.
No. She's got a daily to make that bolt thrower.
Right.
But let's see here. What?
And does she have a weapon? Sorry, let's see here.
Yeah, she's got her. Although, like one of your at wills is likely to be better. I don't have it listed on there, but it would be a pistol, which would effectively do the same damage as your ray of frost.
Okay, let's do. Let's pistol that thing.
Okay, so just click on your ray of frost, and we'll see if it hits.
All right. I have to click on her too. On Malar, there we go. Ray of frost. Pow! There you go.
Okay, so that'll be against AC instead, but that still is a crit again. So you do 6. What is your dexterity?
My dexterity is a splendid 14.
14. So 6 + 2 is 8. And then would you roll one more d6 for me because of your magic pistol?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, sorry, you don't have a magic pistol. Ignore me. Yours isn't enchanted. So that is, shit, this thing is almost destroyed then, guys.
Finish it.
There's just those cracks that are written across this thing. Okay, then it is Junus's turn. What's Junus want to do?
Junus, well, we may as well bust out some encounter stuff here. All right, let's see what else we got going on.
You got
flanking it.
Sorry? Blanket?
You're flanking it, it's prone, and it's still got -2 AC. Just crush it.
Let's definitely dual strike this bad boy.
Go ahead and click on both of them.
All right, baby, here we go. Got him. All right, then crushing. Hook, smash.
Oh, that's
nice.
So yeah, you bring both weapons down, and this thing is annihilated. Oh. Do this instead.
Smush.
Oh. Destroyed.
All right.
And you guys look up. And somehow she's back standing.
No, man.
So.
And what happened to the coin?
The coin is gone. The hand closed and opened again. You didn't notice when it did it, but the hand is open and there's no coin in there.
-1 gold for Junus. All right.
Okay, so guys, now that the encounter is over, if you take a short rest, which is just a moment to kind of catch your breath, all of your encounter powers will recharge. So take the tick off, and Steven, get some feedback. And then click on. And then if you choose to spend any healing surges, you can. I don't think anyone's been injured. Steve, I'm getting a lot of feedback from you.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
Wait, everything's turned down. Everything's turned down really low.
Let me see. Did I mute myself here? Is this better or worse? I'm still getting feedback. Oh, no, it's gone now. Okay, it's gone now.
All right.
Oh, no, it's back.
I'm just going to turn down my microphone over some more.
Okay.
Oh, went all the way. Why would it go up? It went up for some reason. How's that?
It's because those a lot of the laptops auto adjust the volume when you don't talk for a while.
Yeah, it's weird. Brent used to have that problem all the time too when he was using his.
Yeah, so did Nick.
Oh yeah, right. Okay, guys. So now you see those statues are standing before you again. What would you like to do?
Well, should we try another coin and another poem? The old lady? Something else? Maybe something to like help complete her staff? What do you think? How do we appease the old crone? So you're old, you face a foe. Do we give her a weapon? No. When darkness falls, he meets his end.
What do you think, guys?
Common sense is astray. The key is simply this: obey.
Matt, would you make a history check for me, please?
Sure.
Who?
Matt. 21. That's absolutely good enough. So, FYI, Swain is kind of a phrase for a like middle-aged woman. It's just an inaccurate way of referring to it.
Gotcha. I say we give a coin to the old lady.
Sure. Let's try it.
All right.
Okay.
Who's going to do it? Here goes.
Go ahead and position yourselves. Is everyone standing where they are?
Go like this. All right, like that. Boom. There.
So you're sure?
Final answer? Do I have a lifeline?
All right. So Judas pulls out yet another coin, and he cautiously places the coin in the old woman's, and I'll open the statue thing again too. Her hand reaching down at you, place the coin in there, and it once again Millar seems to shift the light a little bit so it catches and casts a weird shadow, and then you realize her hand is stony grip is closing in on the coin, and then she steps aside.
Huh?
And you can see what stretches beyond. Let me get the right layer here.
Like a really crappy vending machine.
And you see, guys, you can sneak past her and get into this room here.
Out onto the road.
So, now, what you see there, guys, is a slightly more manicured lawn. Well, that's not true. It's manicured in the sense that I'm getting a lot of feedback from you again. Let me just put it here.
Who, me?
Yeah, it's coming through from your. Can you try muting yourself just for a moment?
Sure.
Let's see if that makes a difference. No, you're still. Hold up. Yeah, right here. Here we go. Echo, echo, echo. No, sorry. Yeah, it's you, dude. Oh, can you unmute yourself? I can't. That's fucked up. If you go into the Google Plus call, Steve, and you click on the top right there, you should be able to unmute yourself of your image. Yeah, in the bottom right of the screen on the Google Plus call, there you go. Oh no, you're muted. You're still muted.
Well, if you just go over the Google call at the top, maybe there's like controls that come up when you're over it, like hang up settings.
Oh yeah, Steve, go to the top.
Mute and unmute's up there.
You click on mute, unmute. Can you unmute yourself? There you go. Say something. No, you're still muted. Yeah, I see you talking. I just can't figure out what you're saying. We've had this before. So you're not muted right now. You're just, I don't know what's going on.
Did he mute his own microphone on his computer?
Try unmuting yourself. Let's see what happens. Yeah, I muted you, Steve.
Now it says you're muted.
So now click on your mute mic again, Steve.
No, I got it. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
No, my computer was being bitchy. Never mind. It's fine.
Oh, okay. So we figured out, yeah, so it is for sure your mic. If maybe you could just mute yourself and unmute Steve.
Sure.
Just because it's that'll prevent us from having a, yeah.
No, and you're right that my microphone just automatically adjusts. It's very annoying.
Yeah, it's terribly annoying. There might be a way to stop that. You know what version of Windows you're in?
Weird.
Well, we have a more pressing problem, which is Garden of Graves right now, guys. So let's hop back in here. So what you see before you guys is there is this the trees you see there are these massive hedges that grow up to about 8 feet tall, and they are wild and overgrown, so they're poking out at different poking out. I'm getting a lot of stuff.
Again, my gosh.
Let's try this really quick.
Just mute yourself, Steve. Oh, perfect.
Okay, wait. Double click on the microphone. It's one setting, maybe. Under your control panel. And turn off.
I'm in microphone array properties, and I got microphone array levels, but it just keeps, like, I put it down, and it just pops right back up. Like,
is there a tab? There's anything that says AGC.
I'll just mute myself. Don't worry about it.
Okay. So, not that we don't enjoy the melodious sound of your voice, Steve. Just I don't want to hear my melodious voice again. So what you see is, again, there's the massive hedges with these trees and twigs sticking out from it, where it hasn't been cultivated properly in years. The grass is wildly overgrown with weeds sticking through, and then there's detritus that spills across the what was once a cultivated walkway. You can feel there's breeze coming through here as well. What would you like to do, guys?
Where's the breeze coming from?
It's sort of an ambient breeze coming around.
Yeah. Well, Malar does have a scouting orb. Does she bring it with her?
She does not have that anymore.
Oh, okay.
Well, so immediately there's a fork in the road?
Hold on, Steve. I got an idea.
Yeah.
Steve, you do have a scroll.
I do, hey?
Yeah, you have a scroll. It was a gift that you from some powerful sorcerer or magician. It is a scroll of Wizard's Sight. What it does is you can choose a square within 20 squares of you, which would basically, like here, the squares aren't set out here, but it's basically to around, like, I don't know if you can see on your screen, guys, but like way out to here-ish. If you zoom out, you can see where I'm pinging. So way up to here, or even, way up to maybe here.
Wait, I can't see anything.
Maybe it's hidden by darkness. Yeah, maybe it's because of the line of sight rules. You can't actually see my pinging.
No.
Weird. Okay, so basically somewhere off in either direction, atop you or directly ahead, or to the bottom of the screen as well. You can pick a place. 20 squares is about 100 feet. So you could cast this thing, and then a little mechanical eye would appear, and you would have be able to see and hear as if you were standing there. And you have dark vision through that sensor too, Steve. Do you want to make use of that scroll, or you want to save it for another time? And you are muted, so.
Matt, Trader, what do you think? Should we use it? Matt, Trader, hello?
Yeah, sure. Go for it.
Rock and roll, let's do it.
Okay. Where would you like to do that, Steve? Like directly ahead of you, to your left, to your right? The road does seem to lead ahead. Yeah, okay, cool. All right. So, Steve, you what do you think it looks like when you cast this thing? And you'll have to unmute as well.
So being a Fey artificer, more or less, there's like green sort of smoke and like little bits of sort of like dirt from the grass mixed with some sort of little parts, but then make this sort of greasy eyeball, but it's sort of like made out of earth, and it blinks, and then it sort of like turns around and starts floating away.
Okay. So here's, and then what you see, and I'll share it with everyone because that's just cooler, is that in a bit of a clearing, Steve, there is this tall obelisk, and atop the obelisk is this weird metallic ball that looks like this, guys. And you think you can see there are hinges at the side of that ball. Is about, let's see here, that's about 50 feet by about 50 feet. So if you move directly forward, you will reach there. Your little eye kind of cranes around. And I'm just going to move you over there so you can kind of see for a moment here, Steve, then I'll move you back. So this is what you see. Boom. You see where that obelisk is?
Yeah.
Okay. So your eyes sort of glaze over with like a bit of glittering, almost like dust coming out. And then you sort of blink and they return to normal, and you tell everyone what you saw. What would you guys like to do?
Well, let's head over and check it out.
Okay.
Unless you want to look some other ways first.
Sure. How long does my eye last?
Your eye lasts for, let's see here. Would you make an Arcana check for me, please? Let's see how long it lasts. I love the little, yeah, I love the little descriptors for each time you use the skills. So that's awesome, Steve. It'll last for 3 rounds. So it'll last for about 19 seconds. So not a huge amount of time, but. And actually, you know what I'm going to say, Steve, is you're level 3. So you're going to be able to use this 3 times before this scroll exhausts.
Okay.
Okay. So it gets up, it sees that thing, and then it kind of like and collapses down into like trash and gears and mud again. So, what would you like to do then, guys? You can move forward. Go ahead and move your guys forward. Just do them in about like you can picture like about 5 or 6 square increments. Just move them forward, stop, and then move them forward, stop. and that will reveal this map to you guys. Okay, everyone's slowly making their way forward. Jeff, are you moving Matt and Trader forward as well?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't it farther yet?
There you go, yeah. Okay, so what you guys can see, I'll stop you there just for a moment. You can see, you look over, and around here, see where those logs are?
Oh, yeah.
What it is they're actually, they look like logs from a campfire that are still like, they're blackened, but they're still smoldering with the reddish embers inside, and there's smoke coming off of them. It's as if someone or some powerful force sort of like scattered them. So each of these little log things here is actually a separate, what do you call it? A separate log that's been scattered around here. And I think that you can see, can you see anything up here, guys, where I'm pinging?
Oh, yeah.
The edge there? It looks like there might be a tent up there, too.
Oh.
And they're all wet, sir? They're burned, or they're...
The logs are all scattered around. The tent looks like it's collapsed, though. Like it's a canvas tent, but it seems to be collapsed.
Should we go check it out?
Yeah, when you fought your way in to view the ivy heart within. All right. Let's avoid an ivy heart.
Sure, let's go check out the collapsed tents.
Okay. Go ahead and move yourselves up there, guys.
Up here.
Okay. So yeah, so not only are there, not only is the logs, like each one of those little log things is still smoldering, and you can see they're scattered all over the place here. There's those two big tents that are collapsed there as well, and then there's like the kind of like the tools that you would use to set up a campsite or to go hiking or whatnot that are just scattered all over the ground here too. Let me see here. Your passive. Oh, I forgot to write that down. What everyone's passive perception.
So like that's like the campfire in the middle there, Kev?
It is, yeah. And
these are like logs that have been like thrown out of it?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
So
and they're still smoldering.
They're still smoldering.
And
then
weird.
You guys are looking at these things, and then you hear kind of like it's a sound of metal screeching on stone. And it's coming off from this direction over here. You guys look.
That doesn't sound good.
And you're looking and thinking like, what the hell is? And then you hear, and I think that Hobie actually has the highest perception. So Hobie, you look and you see one of those. You're looking down at one of those logs. And the log just goes and kind of moves on its own.
Oh.
You're standing near where that canvas is, and you see it kind of like there's a ripple that moves through it as if the wind is passing through. And I'm going to ask you guys to roll initiative again. So remember to select the token, then roll that for the corresponding character. And I'll add the bad guys.
Do you have to reset it, Kev? You did.
Yeah, reset it to 0, so you guys are good to go. Awesome. Wow, good job, guys. I thought it would take a lot longer. Thanks for getting that done so quick. Okay. So we'll click in descending. Oh,
What? I didn't roll for trader yet.
oh, someone's selecting the wrong. Did you change over the tokens, or Steve, are you clicking the wrong tokens?
Now I did.
Okay. Okay, so you guys let me know when you've finished your rolls. I did not roll great for initiative. Oh, initiative, great.
So Hovey, Matt, Junis, Trader, Millar. Yeah, that's everybody.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, and they got that. All right. So I'll tell you what's happening. Steve, I'm getting some feedback. Sorry, it's quite bad tonight. Okay, so what's happening, guys, is there are two canvas tents that are like, they ripple in like living things. They strike up and are trying to grab at you guys. The logs are flaring up, and moving on their own, and are coming into to bash up against you with the hottest ends. And those tools are even going to be flashing up and moving. Now, the tools, I chose a really shitty token for the tools here. But I think you can see right, there's one, there's another, there's another. Can you see those?
Yeah.
Okay. So my apologies for picking such a crappy thing for it. But anyway, they look like they're all going to be charging in on you. And you can see over in this direction, there is light that is beginning to shine. And you can see at the top of that obelisk, that hinged sphere there has opened up. And there's a light that's beginning to like flare with kind of a dangerous energy. So, Millar, you were up first. What would you like to do? Now, Matt, you've also played this game before. And you know that there is such a thing in this game known as minions. Now, minions can be dangerous in swarms, but it's because they can do damage and they're about as hard to hit as any normal creature. But here's the benefit for minions: is the minions only have one hit point. If you do damage to them, they die. All of these canvas tools and shit like that are all minions.
Right.
Okay, so just an FYI. Okay, so Millar, you were up first. What would you like to do? And we're gonna have to try and eyeball where the squares are here, guys. I couldn't get the Roll20 grid to line up perfectly with this, so I figured we'd just eyeball this one.
Bolt thrower.
That's your daily.
Okay.
Just you're free to do that, but just remember it's a daily.
Right. And a robe of contingency. Oh, nice. Well, in that case, I can't see the enemies right now, though, can I?
You can. All those, everyone these logs.
Oh yeah.
That's going to attack you. The can attack you. The tools
nice.
Are going to attack you.
All right. Well, let's earth spike some people here.
Okay.
So what if I earth spike like that guy? Can I also get like that one?
What does earth spike say? Is it important?
Here it says. I'll just roll it for you.
Yeah, sure.
I didn't say.
That hits one target, and I think the second for everyone adjacent.
All right.
Right, because that's where the second is. Each one adjacent. Yeah.
Nice.
So if you place that, you could hit a bunch of things.
Sure. What do you think here? Well, like, what is that? Is that one there? Is the campfire one?
Nope, the campfire is not allowed. That's just the things were. Steve, if you want to, you can click down to draw shape. Not the select token, but the draw shape token. You can, draw something like this here. Boom. Control Z to get rid of it. Yeah, or you can draw a dong. There you go. I mean, hopefully that's not what your dong looks like. But you want to select.
Don't knock until you tried it.
You want to select draw.
Sorry, drop what?
You want to click draw shape, not freehand. If you hover over it, it'll give you an option to draw shape. There you go. So that's a little more rectangular, but I get what you're meaning. If you want to center it on that middle thing there, yeah, there you go. That would hit for sure 2 of the logs and the canvas if you want.
Rock and roll.
Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll for the primary target. So Earth Spike, and then you do secondary Earth Spike afterwards. Boom. Okay. Yeah, that's amazing. Okay, so that hits both the campfire. Okay, so Steve, why don't you describe for us what does Earth Spike look like as it destroys these things utterly?
Millar is a little startled, so she sort of reflexively just sort of brings up the earth around these things, and it just sort of chucks the log in the air, and they just kind of float around like dummies that hit the ground and then sort of shatter.
Here's something you didn't know, Steve. There was one at your feet that was stirring to life, and you destroyed it too.
You.
So, awesome. All right. You still have a move and a mining if you want. And then it'll be Junus's turn. Okay, you're running for the hills. Nice. So Junus, what is Junus doing then?
Take out the guy next to him.
Okay. Are you going to use that well?
Yeah. Let's. No, wait a second. Can I attack 2 of them?
If you think tactically here, if you took a step forward, bet you could hit 2 of them.
Boom. Let's do it.
Okay. So make your.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that definitely hits. Ooh, nice. Okay. AC the first one. Oh, close. Oh no, that's the 10. That's the log I'm looking at. Yep, both those logs. So tell me how that looks. These things were flying at him, and you just you hit one, hitting the other, and there's this cool moment where there's like swirl of embers around you as you're ready for yourself for the next attack. All right, so there still is 1 left here. So what does the log do? Ooh, the log is going to try and bludgeon Hobie. It's going to run into him. I don't think an 11 hits him. So this thing over here, Steve, it goes flying forward like a spinning, flaming log, and Hobie batters it to the side with his shield. And then this canvas tent, I'm going ass tonight. It tries to wrap itself around Hobie, and he ducks underneath it, and the fabric is just sort of floating in the air, whipping like a towel used in a locker room. The tools come zipping forward as well, and we'll both try to attack Hobie as well. And they got CA now, or one of them does at least. I still think that misses. Yes, Hobie is just far too hard to actually hit here. And then there is an unseen foe who is going to lurk forward here. Let me get to the right layer here. Oops. Oh, GM layer. It's about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. And it will appear. So let me, boom. Something appears. This glowing kind of like pulsing sphere of light, or is it a collection of lights? You just can't tell. And it is going to, a 21 hits Junus's will. So what it does is this, I'm actually going to move it back just a touch. Oops, wrong layer again. Fuck. It actually appears about here. And then Junis, you're sort of like the embers and stuff are clearing around you, and then you see the soft glow behind, and you look, and then your eyes kind of do this like woo, 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 you know, sort of like glazed over look, and you stagger forward over here. Then finally, the baleful look from the eye it begins charging up, and then there is a burst of light. And let me get a proper color here. There we go. Which will hit right here, guys. Boom. So everyone who is in there is subject to this bright glow. And it's, oh, fuck, nat 20. And so you're hit. And what you feel is this wave of magical lethargy hits you. You are slowed, which means you have a speed of 2 right now, and you grant a combat advantage against for anyone. So, oops, wrong thing. Don't need a second one there. So what that means for you guys is that'll be a save ends though. So at the end of your round, you roll a d20. If you roll a 11 or higher, then you succeed. If you roll 10 or less, you fail. That's just the way saves work in this edition. I got the wrong one. Come on, where are you?
Sorry, I put a snail on them.
Oh, awesome! Thank you. I was just going to do that. Okay, come on. Oh, come on, go down. Okay, my computer's moved to a crawl for some reason. Come on. What's going on?
He knows there's only 5 minutes left.
Yeah, really, like, come on, computer. God damn it. I can't get this. There we go, finally. Okay. So that was all of the bad guys. So they've gone. Matt, you were up next. So you've hit this wave of lethargy. It doesn't otherwise affect you. You're just feeling so slow and so heavy. And it's, of course, coming from this thing right over here. Matt, what would you like to do? There are actually no tools or anything attacking you. There's just a bunch of fucking things on Hobie.
So Matt'll do his 2 feet or whatever he's allowed.
Okay, so it's 2 squares. So just you can kind of eyeball that. Yeah, you can make yourself out of the. You probably even get to there if you like.
Sure.
Okay.
And he will.
And you see that glowing, you pulsing lights that are kind of entrancing Junis.
I'm within 10 squares of the obelisk thing, right?
You absolutely are. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I will attack it with. What is time shot?
You can click on the roll if you want to take a look.
Oh yeah, falls prone. No, that's not good. Prophetic action.
Here, guys. You can see the health bar on the glowing lights now. All right.
Okay, he will use a temporal jolt.
Nice.
On the obelisk.
Well, go right ahead.
24 versus Will.
That absolutely hits. 9 minus 2 of penalty attack rolls. Nice. All right. So this thing, let's see here. Okay. So that seems to it jolts this thing, and it takes a good chunk of damage. It's still able to function, but you would guess that about a third of its structural integrity is gone.
Okay.
Oh, I forgot to mention, you guys also have actions points. Action points can be spent to take another action in the round. Another standard action.
Right.
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. I didn't intentionally do that. And every second encounter that you have when you don't take a short rest, I think it is, but when you don't take a long rest, you get another action point.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you can generate them. So, okay, so that's Matt. Does he have a minor he wants to do? No one seems to be injured here, so.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Now, Matt, roll a D20 for me.
Right.
He saves.
Dice roll D20. Oh, gross.
So slowed. Okay, so next up is Trader. What's he doing?
There's like a set of tools right in front of him, right?
Let's see here. Is there?
I can't. I think it's like on his token.
Sorry, it was the worst choice for a.
Wasn't there another one in front of him too? Like one behind him, one in front of him?
Oh, there is. Yeah, shit. Yeah, there's two. I forgot to attack with them. That's okay.
Okay, so he must have some kind of a double attack here.
Yes, he's got that. Well, remember,
Actually, he uses crazy daily things, spinning talons.
He also has. Remember his. This is where a striker like him is really quite helpful because remember his Stone Fury, whatever.
Right.
Against like after he attacks one thing, he can choose to just do that damage to something else.
Right, do that extra 10 to something else.
Yeah, so he's super effective at clearing out. Like Junis, or rather Millar and Trader are probably the two of the best for clearing out minions like this. Hobie's actually pretty good himself too.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so he'll might as well trigger Stone Fist of Fury and then just attack with I guess he would use maybe Fury of Talons.
Okay.
Right? Or Raven's Wings. Which one? How do I know which one's a, so like is a close blast a better chance to hit or a melee touch?
Close blast, you just roll one attack roll, and then everything. A blast is a cone attack. It goes out like that in a direction. Burst is everyone around you.
Right. Oh, I see. So it's dexterity versus their reflex, or dexterity versus their fort.
Yeah, and you can kind of
I'll just use this one. I'll use Raven's Wings.
Okay. Like big tough things are generally going to have smaller or lower reflex defenses. Ooh, nice.
Well, I'm guessing
small nimble things generally will have a lower fort.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that absolutely hits. So then you annihilate these two. What does it look like?
So his Raven Wings are it's actually like a martial arts move where he's just like slashes the tool and breaks it right in half. Like like how you would break a board
nice
at a demonstration. Just like and then he'll use his Stone Fist of Fury to turn around and do the exact same thing to the one behind him.
Nice. So there's like a shovel, and there's a couple of, or maybe like a pole that used to hold up the tent that were coming at you, and you just smash both to flinders. You have a move if you like as well.
And I can make an athletics check to jump with a +5 power bonus.
Yes. So what?
We're considered to have a running start, and the distance of the jump isn't limited by your speed.
So the jump is where is it here?
Not that that'll necessarily help me, but I might as well figure out what it does.
Oh yeah.
Because I'm slowed, I probably can't move far enough that the jump will matter.
So that's an athletics thing. Jump. Okay, so vertical. Let's see here. Long jump. Make an athletics check. Go ahead and make a roll, and add 5 to the result.
So just roll athletics.
Yep.
Is it athletics, right?
Yeah.
So 29.
20. That's nice. 29 means you can you can move 3 squares with your jump.
So that would let him move basically an extra 3 squares.
Yes. Well, no,
So
that
all
would
the
be move. Because
What's that?
Make a one check. No, the total amount of move you can move is 3. That's a great choice though, because it's not limited by your speed.
Oh, so he can't also move the 2 squares that he's limited to?
No, he can't also do that. The 3 is your total move.
Oh, okay. Well,
It's effectively a 50-foot jump. So
he'll still move this way.
sure. Now go ahead and roll a d20, see if you save. And then it'll be Hobie. Nice, he saves. He's no longer slowed. Hobie, you are beset by angry tools and canvas and logs. What are you going to do? First, you'll
Crush it.
And first I'll unmute. There we go. All right. And then I will. Junus is mesmerized, is he?
Juice is, yeah.
And it's his turn, right? Sorry? Yeah.
It's Hobie's turn.
Can I hit those? Oh, Hobie, sorry. Hobie, what can Hobie do here? Maybe he can dispel something. I don't know.
Well, he's got, like I said, he's got things attacking him from every single side right now.
What is his life vine armor? Let's take a look at this here. An enemy scores a critical hit. I spend a healing surge. Oh, never mind. Form of the Willow. That sounds cool.
That's a badass. Yeah, let's see here. Remember, your burst of Earth's fury is intelligent.
Oh yes, is it not? It is. Let's do it. Close burst. Here we go. Rock and roll.
Oh, there's actually your Hungry Earth is also a close burst.
Hungry Earth. All right, let's see. That one does one. And then probably, and these are all the minions that are attacking me.
They're all minions.
All right. Let's hit him with Hungry Earth. Here we go. Boom.
Oh shit. That's not a great roll.
All right, we're gonna action point it.
Nice. And you try
Burst of Earth Fury.
Yeah.
Here we go. We're gonna do burst. Kaplow. There we go.
Whoa, that'll do it. That's awesome. Okay, so I'm guessing what happens, he slams down and realizes that they're all up, and he sort of carries through with his fury. His eyes flare with primal power. His axe just, is just echoing with concussive earthquake force, slams hits the ground, and then there's just like whoa, 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 that spreads out, and it shreds the canvas. It destroys the log and leaves the what do you call it? The tools that were besetting you in just ruin. And I think that because you spent an action point, there's something else you get as well. I mean, that's not until you hit 10th level. Yeah, maybe it's not until you get a Paragon Path. Anyway, okay, so great. Then it is Millar's turn. What's she doing? And Millar, well, I was going to mark her. She's slowed as well. So she's
Lord, slow. She gets to use her bolt thing at the end, right? I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Actually, she didn't cast that. She didn't cast that. Never mind.
Yeah, she didn't cast that. Hold on, we're at 7 minutes right now. Do you want to, and we're just talking around. Do you want to end the session next week? Or do you want to finish this account?
Doesn't matter to me.
Steve, are you good to keep playing?
Yeah, you can finish this encounter or whatever. Sure.
Okay, let's do it. So, Millar. Actually, while you're doing this, what I'm going to do, I'm going to run to the washroom. I'll be right back. I've been at pee for the last hour.
What should I do? Should I Ray of Frost or Earth Spike again, or where's our opponents?
Well, the only things that are left is the thing and the lights that are hypnotizing Junis.
And where's the thing?
It's where the circle that Trader's heading for.
Okay. The thing that's getting Junis. Maybe she's got something she can cast it.
Like there's lights right in front of Junis.
Right.
All right, what's going on?
She will.
Do you have any long range attacks?
Two. I've got. Well, I've got that Ray of Frost.
Between now and the session, Steve, I'll add your pistol on there as well.
Cool, thanks. All right. So my pistol, but the pistol's not loaded, is it? Or did I reload it?
I'm assuming you reloaded it. This is actually looking a lot more advanced. It's like a revolver, similar to what Matt used.
Cool. All right, let's do a little move, and then let's shoot that thing that's got Junis going. Will that work? All right. We'll find out. All right.
Go ahead and make an attack with your Ray of Frost. We'll use that as your attack roll.
Sure. All right. Boom.
Okay, W 22 versus AC. That hits, yes. So the damage is going to be 1d6. It'll be 2 less than that because it'll be your intellect. So it's 6 points of damage. Okay.
All right.
So you blast that thing. Oh, that's not right. That's right. There you go. And it sort of passes through, and the lights sort of twinkle and flutter. You still have a minor as well. And then you need to make a save against your slow.
Oh, okay. And minor, what can I do? Not much. I could do a light. Nice. Do mage hand. All right. Scratch somebody a little bit. All right. Let us just do our save. What's that?
Actually, Steve, hold up. I got to revise because this thing is insubstantial. You see that part of your attack, like it really did a minimal amount of damage to it.
What's the save I have to do?
Just make a roll a d20. If you roll a 11 or higher, you succeed. If you roll 10 or less, you fail.
Boom. All right.
And then it'll be
13. Yay.
Nice. Yes, you're not slowed anymore.
Yeah.
All right. So Junis' turn. What's Junis do? So Junis, you sort of like shake your head and you're like, why the hell am I walking along here?
What is going on?
Yeah. What are you going to do?
All right.
Oh,
well, he's mad.
Steve, hold on. He's actually dazed. I forgot to mark that. So, and the save ends on that. So what dazed does is you can either take a standard action or a move or a minor.
Okay.
So which dazed? I will.
2 creatures, 1 attack per creature. Okay, no, we're going to what is our pass forward? What is that? All right. Well, where's my thing? Oh yeah, I'm talking. He is going to use his dual strike, and he's just trying to lash out at this thing.
Okay. Go ahead and make your attack rolls.
Boom. Boom.
Okay. So those are actually they both hit. But you get the sense that like there's this thing it's like striking at at loose fabric. Like there's just it's not a lot that's connecting with it.
Okay.
So let's see here. That's then okay, so there you go. All right, he's still, and that's it. So now Steve, make a save for him, and then it will be Matt. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah, I'll go with the big eye at the end of the round. No, you didn't save. You're still, your head is just fuzzy right now. Okay, so Matt, what do you want to do?
Mr. Matt, he he's probably good at that distance. He's going to do the same thing because that only lasts till the end of the round, right? That temporal thing.
Yes, and it's the end of your round, I believe. Oh, you know what? Do you want me to go with it before your turn? What happened is that when I erased the token, it lost its turn.
Oh yeah, I think that's what happened because I think it should have a turn while it's got this penalty.
Let me just. So what it'll do is I'll move the square there. Once again, the light is going to like, and it's following you guys. Matt, you're already slowed, so I can't do more to you. Oh shit! Fuck, Matt, you failed your save, right?
Yep.
Okay, actually, geez, you know what? You fall unconscious. So this wave of lethargy that hits you, you kind of collapsed over. You haven't lost any hit points or anything like that. You're just unconscious right now. And you can save to end that. Trader, let's see here. Trader, no, that's 10 versus his fortitude, which is it's 15. So yeah. So Trader, even though it's facing you, you're not unconscious. Matt, yeah, you didn't fall unconscious at the end of your last round. So sort of like you can picture you came forward, you cast your spell, and then you kind of collapsed unconscious. Now would you make a save to regain consciousness?
So again, this is D20?
Yes.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Okay, so you're still unconscious. But
He's very tired.
Yeah, he's very. So you needed a nap, you know. Trader, your turn. What are you doing? You're not slowed anymore.
Okay. How tall is this obelisk thing?
This obelisk is about 10 feet tall. So 2 squares, effectively.
I don't know if I have anything. Let's see, that can.
You actually have. I think you've got a neat ability. That's one of your encounters. Let me take a look at your character here. I am thinking of swift flight.
Oh, personal.
Move action. You fly 9 squares, and then if you don't land at the end of the movement, you fall.
Oh, so he can like use that. Okay, so I'll use that. Wait, let me switch to trainer. Trainer. So do I roll it?
No, you just use it.
Oh, I guess by rolling it, it just puts it on the thing.
Yeah, that's what it shows that you're using that, and then you can see what everyone can see kind of what you're doing. So yeah, okay, so you can fly 9 squares. So like that's pretty much anywhere we can see right now. Behind you, incidentally, guys, I forgot to give a description here. What you see right here is this giant pillar. It's this huge, like 5 foot wide pillar, and atop it there are 2 rope bridges. Over here, this is a big like wall that leads up, and then there's a second level that's on top of there, and this rope bridge here leads across to there, and then this one over here seems to stretch back into the darkness towards a bigger structure back in that direction.
Oh, okay, cool.
So anyway, yeah, so you can easily fly and land on top of this thing.
Okay, boom.
Okay, and what would you like to do?
Well, he will trigger his Stone Fist of Fury.
Okay, remember that he can do that after you attack someone.
Right. Okay, I don't have to declare it.
No, you just declare it afterwards.
All right. And then let's just do.
Happy go, screen.
Well, this thing probably doesn't have great reflexes. I'm guessing.
No,
So we will use Flurry of Talons.
Okay.
Bang. Oh, good lord.
Woof. Hi. You can see. Look who's sneaking in here. Hi. Let me see. It's Missy Lou. Hi. Okay, so that definitely, definitely hits. And because effectively, I want to treat this as prone right now. So yeah, you do 11 points of damage, and then are you doing your striking technique as well?
Yes. So it does another 8.
Okay, so you can choose to just trash this thing on top of the obelisk, or you can knock it clean off, whichever one you.
He knocks it clean off of the structure.
Okay, so it whack, hits the ground. That light sputters for a moment, and then dies. Okay, so that was. Oh
Trainer
yeah.
lets out a loud caw as he knocks the thing off.
Okay, I am going to go with the glowing thing now because I forgot to do that at the same time as the pillar. So let's see here. This thing is going to. Oh, this is nasty. These. Oh, but he rolled terribly. So these tendrils of light seem to come out of this thing and wrap around or try to wrap around Junis. You know that nothing good will come from them. But Junis, in spite of his dazed state, needs to have these instinctual, preservation movements that are keeping himself at a distance, so it doesn't manage to actually connect with him. It's sort of these wispy light tendrils reach out and miss. Okay, so that was it. Then it's Hobie's turn. What does Hobie want to do? Hobie's going to unmute first, I think.
First, Hobie will unmute, and then we'll move this general direction.
Okay.
And then he will. What are these tendrils that are getting?
What is these tiny, little pseudopods that came out from the light, trying to grip onto Junis, but it missed.
What is doing? Okay, warding touch. What is that now? That sounds cool. At the end of the next turn, I take a -3.
That's to protect other people.
Right. Resilience of life. Warden's grasp. I will an enemy marked by you. Okay. Well, it's I will mark that target.
I think you can only mark adjacent targets.
Oh.
Or you can. Let's see here. Let me grab your character sheet.
I was here. I could move here, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Steve, I can say you could move next to where Junis is. Then you'd be adjacent to that thing.
Okay, there we go. And then yes, and then I will use Warden's grasp. Is that what I was looking at there? Hold on.
Look at your class abilities here. Oh, sorry, Steve. I just want to. We can't both at the same time. I'm still looking at your stats because it gives you. There's the rules for marking on there. Nature's Wrath. Once during each of your turns, you can make each adjacent enemy. Oh, so you can mark. I should read mark. You can mark each adjacent enemy to you. You see where I am?
Okay, let's mark him.
Okay, so as a free action, and it lasts until the end of your next turn.
Cool.
Okay,
and
so
then I slide the target 1 square, and then it's slowed. Then it's next to me.
What is that?
So that is grasp. Warden's grasp.
Okay, I think Warden's grasp has to be triggered though. Can you just click on roll, Steve? Let's see what it says. So remember, there's a trigger. Trigger, an enemy marked by you that's within 5 squares makes an attack that does not include you as a target. So that has to happen first. Remember that, and this is for Jeff, because you haven't played this before. One of the neat things about this edition is that you have more to do than just on your turn. A lot of characters have abilities that trigger on other people's actions, so you get an opportunity to act more than just on your turn.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so this is an example of that. Is when that's why it requires everyone to pay attention more throughout the game. which one of the complaints about the edition is, oh, it moves so slowly, but partly it's because people aren't paying attention to the game.
Yep.
But yeah, but that's a great example of something that like if this thing or some other thing tried to attack someone, someone that other than Hobie, then he gets to do that.
Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool because it's like him reaching out and like nature's power pulls this thing closer to him.
Right. All right. Well, I'm gonna do a resilience of life strike.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Where is it? Boom.
Boom. Nice. Okay, so that definitely hits Steve.
Right.
And again, because this thing's freaking insubstantial, it's not taking the huge amount of damage. But I think you bloodied it though. And bloodied, Jeff, is when you hit half hit points.
Right.
There's abilities that will trigger sometimes on bloodied or whatever. And an ally, Jason, needs 3 temporary hit points. So you go. I'm guessing that's going to be for Junus. So you click on Junus's character sheet under stats and add 3 temporary hit points. Those will be lost before anything else. Okay. All right. So I think that's Hobie still has a minor if he wants, but I don't know if he's got any minors that are useful. And then it's Millar's turn.
All right. Hello.
Here's one other neat feature I'll just mention, Steve, about the Warden. So the Warden at the start of his turn gets to make a save against anything that he's dealing with. If he makes the save, then he's not affected by it that round. And then if he fails, he still gets to make a save at the end. So the Wardens are pretty awesome at shaking off persisting effects. All right, Millar, what are you doing? Millar, incidentally, knows what this creature is.
What is the creature?
It is a will-o-wisp.
Stupid will-o-wisp. All right. Press the mage hand. Change this. Man. Well, she is going to hit it with Ray of Frost.
Okay, so that'll slow it. That's awesome. The move is reduces move to 2. Go ahead and make your attack.
Oh, I'm sure she's going to move.
Yeah, Ray of Frost is a great kiting ability.
There we go. Nice. All right.
I don't think she could move there because she can't move through the. Well, no, you can move your allies, but she'd get an attack of opportunity from this thing, though.
All right. Oh, what? Oh, will she?
Yeah, because that's a hedge you're standing next to. You can't go through that hedge.
Oh. Okay. So could I do a Ray of Frost from like here then?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Dude. All right. Nice. Okay. Rock and roll. Bow.
Wow. Okay. So that hit, and you can tell that was much more effective. The lights, they crystallize and they fall off into like falling snow. But it seemed to do a significant more damage than the enemy's attack. This thing is on, as you can see, is on its sort of last legs. Okay. Unless you tell me you got a minor, then it's Junus's turn. So Junus, you're still dazed. So you can make an attack. Oh no, actually the thing gets to go first. The will-o-wisp, you know what it is now. So the will-o-wisp, it it will flicker and then it bursts into light. And I rolled pretty badly. So that is a 15 versus will. Let's see here. So Junus, actually that's the only one. Junus is the only one with a will less than 15. So all the rest of you guys will flash of this thing, and you can feel that there was a sorceress pull on you, but it doesn't affect anybody. This thing will then take a step to go over here. Didn't like getting hit by that Ray of Frost. And then that's it for the will-o-wisp. So next up is Junus. So Junus, remember your days. You can take a move or an attack.
Finish it. Move or attack. Okay. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's see. Junus. Maybe he's got something we can use. We'll go
I
with
think he's got. I think your Clockwork Resolve might actually allow you to make a save.
Oh, interesting. All right.
I don't know that for sure, but I'm trying to remember when I typed it up here. Let's see here. Let's see. What does Clockwork Resolve do? Oh, okay. No. You gain 4 temporary hit points, and you can make a saving throw against one effect that deals ongoing damage.
Okay.
So it's not helpful. Okay, so June, what do you want to do?
He is going to. Hold on. Anyways, I can't read all this stupid stuff. Come on. Down, darn you down. I won't. I want to use this one. Hold on. Let's see it.
Pass forward.
Oh wait, that's a pass. I want to attack. Okay. All right. Parry and riposte. Damage. I thought one of my moves allowed me to move and hit, but oh well, maybe not.
Let's see.
I don't think so.
Eunice.
Carrier's close.
Footwork lure allows you to, but you have to be within range to do that first.
Okay, there it is. Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
Footwork lure, and then that's an extra action. All right.
Yeah. Yeah. So you would need to be in range in order to do that. Unfortunately, so.
Okay. Well, in that case, I will. Can I do? I was going to use here. I mean, as well, just not use. What is that mithril? Oh, that's my mithril armor. I see. That's my full armor.
Yeah.
Use this power. Damage. Who's gonna move then? Fine.
Okay, so move yourself and then make your save.
All right.
See if you can keep off this day's condition, and then it's Matt's turn. Matt, just make a save for me. Let's see if you wake up.
Yeah, let's see if he's even in the world. Matt, dice roll.
Nice. Nice.
Matt is still sleeping soundly, so that's good. I should mention that there are different abilities that the healer can take and grant bonuses to the saving throws of others, but unfortunately, you're conscious in order to do that.
The goblin carry because you need against your head like stroking.
Okay, so then Trader, it's your turn. What do you want to do?
I guess he will move down. He can jump down, right, and move over there.
Yep. Yeah, he'll do that for sure.
Okay, and I don't know if he has a good attack against him.
One thing I'll mention too. You don't need to attack and then do the movement technique. You can do the movement technique and then do that attack.
Oh, okay.
So like that cool jumping one you did.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I'll try this flurry of talons.
Okay. All right. So oh, that's awesome. So you squares. More than enough here. You leap down, and then there's just a flurry of attacks. And let's see here. Oh, unfortunately, but you got your stone thing you're doing too, right?
Yeah, the stone. What's it called?
Stone flurry strike, I think.
Stone fist flurry of blows or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. It does. Yep. I'll just put it up there again.
8, nice. Okay, so yeah, so that is enough. This thing is, it just kind of like, there's a quiet kind of like, and it just dissipates.
Nice.
With that dissipated, we are now out of combat, guys. So we'll just assume Junis eventually sort of like shakes his head and manages to. Oh, we actually wait. Did Junis make a save? Oh, you did, and you failed. So he eventually shakes himself, and then I'm going to say all you guys are maybe coming over here. Millar's maybe just looking at this obelisk here, and Matt, you're lying and kind of in a dream state again too, and you gasp and sit up.
Yeah.
Can you hear crying?
Maybe faintly.
Yeah, why don't you make a perception check for me?
Perception.
Oh, yeah. So yeah, so you sort of walk your way a little over here. Let me get you really on this thing here. Where's this hedge? Why is this hedge in my way? Aha! This hedge leads into a building over here. And there is I've got it covered because the coverage isn't in there just yet, but there's a doorway right there that is open to the elements. And it's a story up. But there's a sound of a woman sobbing coming out of there.
Interesting.
And I think maybe that's where we will leave the session today. And we'll explore what you're going to do next time. So, for those listening at home, thanks so much for joining us for episode 20 of our ongoing Shadow of the Demon Lord campaign. We hope you enjoyed this bit of a diversion, and I wonder what the heroes are going to learn in the Garden of Great. We'll see you in a week's time.